I'd like you to meet our new probate mascot, Jerry Springer. I found him on eBay and he helped me out in a talk recently to some professionals in Pasadena. I have him because there's always an excellent chance of a little or even a lot of Jerry Springer in every probate. So, you may have read recently that the coming great wealth transfer includes 1 trillion estimated of fine art, and that the youngsters who are going to be inheriting that art may not want it. Why? Well, some of it might be that it's too much of a hassle for them. They're not really into things or space to display things. They don't want to deal with the insurance or worrying about it getting stolen. And the really valuable stuff, of course, requires very careful storage so that it can be preserved. So, what's going to happen to it? Well, if it has any value, it will get sold, much like most of the other stuff that they're inheriting. If you're inheriting artwork, be sure to ask experts to weigh in to see if it's worth anything. If it is, you can sell it at auction, and some local ones that we've worked with are Abel and John Moran auctioneers. And for the really valuable stuff, there's also places like Christie's and Sotheby's for those types of things. And they will all give you opinions as to the value and whether or not they think it will sell at auction and is worth your time. If you're a trustee or an executor, you do have a duty to maximize the return on the estate, so do some homework before you give up some potentially valuable items. Right in our own backyard in Yucca Valley, the Angel View thrift store sold a painting for $40. Well, it turned out this was an Andy Warhol painting. The person who bought it did not even realize it until much later, and later donated it. But at auction, it did sell for about 1.5 million was the estimate. We really don't know what it sold for. That's private. But again, don't let stuff go too cheap. I'm sure we all know some stories of things that have happened that way. And then what about if you want to donate that art? There are some rules that do apply, so be aware of those. One of those is the related use rule. If the charity, like an art museum, is going to use the artwork for its tax exempt purpose, like displaying the art, you can generally deduct the full fair market value of the artwork. If they use it for an unrelated purpose, like selling it and then using the proceeds, your deduction is limited to the lesser of the fair market value or your cost basis, which could be very, very low. The holding period, you must have held the artwork for at least 1 year for that fair market value deduction. And if it is valued at $5,000 or more, you must have a qualified appraiser and file the right form with the IRS, which is the 8283 form with your tax return. So, our conference room collection here will probably wind up at a local auction, along with some other valuable items like Jerry Springer and, of course, our other mascot, this Precious Moments cutie, number one mom.